and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, it is once again time for the Backstage Slam Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Josh, here for episode number 205. That's right, 205 episodes in. Whew, boy, where does the time go? Well, it's just me flying solo here tonight. Not a problem. I hope everybody is, enjoying their Saturday nights. We had to get started. I had to get started a little bit late. Went to grab a late dinner with my dad, and Ben is also spending time with his dad. But unfortunately, his father is in the hospital at the moment, and having a kind of rough time of it. So I hope all of you will join me in sending, some really good positive vibes, thoughts, prayers, whatever you're into. And let's just make sure that old Ben and his dad know that we are with him in spirit and, hoping that everything goes well. And speaking of Ben, if you want to hit him up on Twitter, let him know that you're thinking about him at YoBroMMO. And basically, anywhere you see YoBroMMO, that's Ben. And you can also hit up his Patreon, YoBroMMO. I know it's been updated, a lot of cool tiers. And why not? Why not throw a couple of bucks your way for a guy that brings you a lot of great content? I mean, it's cool. Also want to give a shout out to Anna and Amber, who, well, I hope they're doing great too. Anywho, this is becoming me. Hey, let me talk about the other people on the show. And no. This is a wrestling podcast. This is what we talk about. Talk about pro wrestling. What can I say? It has not been great lately. So I figured I would take this opportunity. Next week, we're going to come at you with picks. Friday nights. I don't know what time yet, because at the usual Semicore Studios broadcast time, which is, of course, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Amber Central Time, and 4 p.m. Hawaiian, that is, that's the Wadcast time. And, the Wadcast is on that time. So we will get back to when exactly the Backstage Slam is going to be going live next week. But it will be probably on a Friday, since, there's no point in doing picks during a pay-per-view or immediately following. We're going to have some discussions about this. We'll see how things are going when it comes to everything. So, like I said, this week I figured we'd talk about Takeover and SummerSlam, both of them coming up next weekend. It would be pretty awesome if, I don't know. We'll just talk about the cards. Predictions next week. We're just going to jump right into this. Yeah. So far, and I know one of the hard things about previewing a freaking pay-per-view event the week before, especially these days, is the very fact that you don't know if you're getting the final card. There have been points where we don't even know the finalized card until during the show. Hell, there's points we didn't get the finalized card until after the show because, they added something or they took something away. So doing one a week out is difficult, to say the least, but this is the card as it stands. If anything changes over the week, it will be, of course, reflected in the picks episode, which will be episode number 206. But bear with me, there hasn't really been a ton of news that, really warrants one person just kind of ranting to you about it. But this is safe. So, first up we have NXT TakeOver 30, a.k.a. NXT TakeOver Boston. And it is... well, it was going to be Boston, excuse me. But it is taking place at Full Sail University. I guess I should have, figured that out at the beginning. So, NXT TakeOver 30, formerly of Boston. No, so it's not also known as. It's formerly known as. First match listed on here is Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest versus Cameron Grimes versus Johnny Gargano or Rich Holland versus Finn Balor or Velveteen Dream. And this is a ladder match for the vacant NXT North American Championship, which, of course, Keith Lee decided to give up because sportsmanship and whatnot. Again, I'm not going to make any picks, but I will say, though, when it comes to who I would rather see in the match between Gargano, Holland, Finn Balor, and Velveteen Dream, if those are still up in the air, I gotta be honest, I didn't watch NXT this week. Not yet. It's kind of a Sunday morning thing for me sometimes. But I've been watching a lot of movies. Kill me. Anyway, I'd love to see Johnny Gargano in a ladder match, of course. But I think the real question is Finn Balor and Velveteen Dream. It's really surprising the Velveteen Dream came back from whatever been keeping him away with amid these accusations and whatnot. I know I did see one article, basically saying that one of his accusers was like, "What? They didn't investigate Jack. They never came to talk to me." So there's that. But innocent until proven guilty, right? I'm not going to pass judgment on whether Velveteen Dream is showing his Velveteen Fiend to anybody. But the fact of the matter is, until everything's settled, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable rooting for the guy. Maybe it's just me, even where I stand. I mean, after all, there's still people that think Chris Benoit deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, and I don't want to say I'm one of them, but I think his work is Hall of Fame worthy. But again, I don't think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Much like I think Velveteen's turned into a tremendous talent, but I don't know if he's someone you want to be flaunting in the midst of, all of these allegations without some sort of proper statement saying, yeah, we investigated and we found out that it was a lot of bunk. So there's that. So yeah, I would definitely, other than the fact that it's just Finn Balor, who I would love to see in all types of matches all the time. Finn Balor has always impressed me, and a ladder match seems like a lot of fun with old Finny boy. Again, I'm not making any picks tonight, just talking about the match. High spots. Do I think there's going to be a bunch of high spots? Yes, of course there's going to be high spots. You got Damian Priest in there. I mean, I'm not a Damian Priest guy, but I do see the value in having him there as a nice base. And you know what? For a guy like him, it could be very interesting because he's, long-limbed, and I don't know how to describe it, okay? Just the visual itself would be interesting, I guess what I'm trying to get at. Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, I mean, okay. North American Championship. Honestly, if push came to shove, I would have loved to see Keith Lee in a match like this. This would have been very interesting. So, yeah, I hope Gargano and Balor are added to it. Chances are, that's not going to be the case. But, you know what? It is what it is. Next up, Io Shirai is defending the NXT Women's Championship against Dakota Kai. Now, I'm a Dakota Kai guy. love me some Dakota Kai. Ever since I first saw her, I was like, oh, okay. You know, she's good. She's good. But you can't take anything away from Io. She's put in some really, really good work. Now the question is, what happens after this match? Where does each person go? I mean, okay, truth be told, my pick for this is going to be super easy. And next week, some of you might even be surprised. But I think this is going to be a good match. Is it going to be match of the night? Nah, probably not. Is it going to be something to remember? Maybe. But do I expect both women to put it all out in the ring? Yeah, absolutely. I have no doubt about that. Next up, Adam Cole versus Pat Mcafee. Yeah. That's a match that's happening. Uh-huh. I'm sorry. I don't. What? The match is all hype, all build up. No. I don't. As JR would say, I don't think there's going to be any sizzle to that steak. It'll be fine. I mean, it won't be fine, but it'll be fine. I'm not particularly looking forward to it. I mean, nothing against Pat. And I know Anna would absolutely be tickled pink if Adam Cole got his butt kicked by a punter. But yeah, you can't really I mean, it's all about the build-up and the guest appearances, and you know, it is what it is. Somehow NXT is starting to get the WWE illness. It seems it's starting to affect the show being so closely related to the main roster. They need to corporately distance themselves, not socially, corporately distance themselves, and once again be a true island. Need to put a mask on NXT. And that will keep people from leaving. It's a little joke. Very little, apparently. All right. Finally, on this four match card. Okay. We have Keith Lee defending the NXT Championship against Carrion Cross. Now, I know this is a match a lot of people are looking forward to, and I think this is going to be a pretty good match. Second best match of the night after the ladder match, of course. And I people would think it's easy to pick the winner of this match, but I'm still up in the air. So next week I will make my decision whether it's Keith Lee or Carrion Cross, and yeah, even I'll be surprised at that point, I'm sure, because I don't see myself having picked a definitive winner until I actually make the pick, like usual. But that is the NXT 30 Takeover card, or NXT Takeover 30 card. So far, it's probably going to be another match added unless they're going to take that time and give it to the ladder match or something. I don't really see... I mean, realistically speaking, you got the ladder match, which, we'll say goes 25 minutes, right? That 25 minutes, that sounds good. Io and Dakota, 12, 13 minutes. So you're up to like a 37-minute runtime. Adam Cole and Pat McAfee, they're going to be given like maybe 15. 15 sound about right. So say, it's 27. Doing math here, it's like 52 minutes or so. And then, of course, Keith Lee and Carrion Cross, probably another 15. So you're clocking in like just over an hour of wrestling right here. And yeah, they're going to need something. And they're going to need something. Yeah. So how are they going to fill the rest of the time? That's, I think, what everybody wants to know. But we're going to go ahead and move on to SummerSlam, because SummerSlam is going to be a show. So far, from my list, 8 matches have been announced. That's pretty good for one of the big 4, 8 matches. We had some bigger shows in the past, but it's not the amount of matches that matter. It's what you do with the time given. And you know what? We're going to talk about some of these matches right now. Again, no picks. That's next week, Friday night at some point. I'm going to guess. If I had to guess, I'd say sometime between 11 and midnight Eastern. Yeah, that sounds good. Unless we decided to do it on a Saturday morning. I don't know. Because I'll be back to work at that point. And it's going to be interesting. Starting to get juggle of the shows. And everything, as work kicks back in. Day job, that is. I'm always hard at work with Semicore Studios. And SemicoreStudios.com. Find out more. First match, Street Profits versus... Street Profits defending the tag team champion, the Raw Tag Team Championships against Andrade and Angel Garza. This is going to be a fun match. This is going to be fire. And I think we're going to see some good stuff from these 4 guys. I hope it is more along the lines of a just standard great tag team match, and leave some of the extracurricular stuff that we've seen most recently out of it, right? That's really what I'm hoping for. It's a straight up awesome tag match between 4 guys that can really put on a show. So, yeah. I fully expect this one to run at least 10 and give us a pretty good finish. Let's see. Second up, strange that it's so low on the preview card. Or is this just randomly put together? Probably. Drew McIntyre. The Tree is defending the WWE Championship against the Viper, Randy Orton. It's gonna be a great match. It's not gonna be the greatest match ever. It's gonna be better. No offense to Edge there, nor Randy Orton. It's this has a classic story feel to it, and I can't wait to check this out. It's gonna be a good match. Next up, Apollo Cruz is defending his U.S. Championship against MVP. See, here's the thing. It seems like whenever MVP is scheduled for a match, something happens, and MVP doesn't wrestle. At least that's the way it seems. I haven't really been watching Raw or SmackDown, so please forgive me if I am in error. But I don't know. Something tells me this match is not going to happen. And I'm glad I don't have to make my pick this week because it's irritating to pick it in a situation like this where you don't think the match is going to happen. Most likely, you got to wind up picking one because, calling for the screwy finish, it's tough to do. I mean, it's easy to do it, but it's tough to be right on. And I'd like to see MVP and Apollo go at it. For real. And I don't know if it's going to happen. So stop getting my hopes up for something to happen. Because I've been disappointed so far. For so long. I think I deserve better. Yeah. On the card next is Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in a street fight. I wish you could see the look on my face right now because I have one of those rolling my eyes kind of looks. Yeah. Am I excited about this? No, not even a little bit. Even with all of the storytelling that's been going on, I'm like, oh. So, the only reason I'm looking forward to this in any way is just to see what happens next. What is the next chapter of the story? And I know to do that, I have to, you got to participate, right? When you watch the Avengers movies, do you skip over, like, Iron Man 3? If you're doing an MCU marathon. Do you skip over Thor Dark World? No. You watch it. You want to see how the story plays out, how it affects things in the future. And that's how I feel about this match. I'm watching it, but I just want to see what happens, to what it sets up for down the road. Sasha Banks is defending the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka. Nobody's ready for her. It's going to be a Sasha-Asuka match. Old Sasha, 2 belts, is going to do her thing, and Asuka's going to do her thing. And you know what? It has the potential to be one of the better matches of the night. But while I hold my breath to make it, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. There are a lot of ways this could go because, as it's listed here, the next match is Bayley versus Asuka defending the SmackDown Tag Team or the SmackDown Women's Championship. So this is, it's a unique situation. Finally, a unique situation, and I look forward to seeing how it plays out. I think Bayley and Asuka has potential to be better than Sasha and Asuka. But I don't think we can expect things to go according to, say, a standard plan. So whatever you're expecting to see, say you're buying into everything, and say that, we're going to see Sasha and Asuka, and once the match is complete, Bayley's going to come down, and then we will see Bayley and Asuka, and there will be no shenanigans, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, if that happens, I'll eat a hot dog. I don't want to eat anything gross. Oh, hot dogs are gross. Okay, gotcha. I don't think so, but to each their own. Yeah, I fully expect this scenario to be full of chicanery. Next up, Braun Strowman is defending the WWE Universal Championship against the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. We're getting this much anticipated rematch. I don't know if you can really consider it a rematch, since the last person was, Wyatt family Bray, and before that it was Firefly Funhouse Bray, and now it's the Fiend. So what? Third time's no, because the swamp thing. Then technically that was Bray winning, right? I don't know. That was weird. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but weird. Just that ending. And you know what? Like I said, I've been watching a lot of movies lately. See how everything comes around. Been watching a lot of movies lately. A couple of horror movies in there, and there have been a few where the ending left me like, huh? So if that's what they were going for, I guess they really did nail it. But yeah, the ending left me all screwy. And finally, this is why I said, they just threw everything together on this page, not in any particular order. It says there's a Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville hair versus hair match. Wow. Again, not picking a winner here, but yeah, do you really see Mandy Rose being bald? Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. It would be an interesting look. Yeah, for sure. Cheating, you say? No, I don't. By the way, if you're wondering who I'm talking to, it's got people in chat over here. Kind of doing a live follow along thing, just giving me their 2 cents every once in a while. And speaking of which, I guess, let's see, check the Facebook feed. By the way, live on Facebook for the first time, the Semicore Studios page. Hope you like the art there. Yeah, it was put together in like 5 minutes, so that's not an insult. It looks like it was put together in 5 minutes. Because it was, yes. I just needed something so I can go live. Like I said, I got home late. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Is it going to be an interesting match? Meh. Is it going to be a great wrestling match? No, not by any means. But does it have the potential to be a really good story? Yes, absolutely. I would definitely trust Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville to tell a very personal, heated story in the ring. And this is one I actually look forward to. Like I said, I haven't been watching Raw and SmackDown. I will definitely check it out this week to, make sure that I am keeping up with some storylines right before we get into SummerSlam. But as far as, I don't know, it's been really hard to watch over the last few weeks. That's why I haven't. It's so hard that I chose not to. And that's not a challenge I need in my life right now. So that is the so far card for SummerSlam. And, of course, we already talked about NXT TakeOver 30 a little bit earlier. About to hit the 30-minute mark on this episode. Yeah, I guess. That's fine. 30 minutes. 30 minutes, let's, get in, get out. All I was doing is previewing the cards, letting you know what you have to look forward to. And I guess I could have broken it down a little bit more. Said, I hope they do so-and-so amount of holds in this match. Nah, it's just me. If Ben were here, or Anna or Amber, in no particular order. It would have been nice to talk story a little bit and, really break down everybody's pros and cons and this and that and yada, yada, yada. But, conversation is the best podcasting material, in my opinion. And that's why I just, made this one informative. This is the card that's coming up next weekend. So do what you will with the information. These shows will be NXT and WWE, that is SummerSlam and TakeOver 30. They're going to be available on the WWE Network next weekend, and not the free version, which, by the way, there's a free version. If you haven't downloaded the WWE Network app and you're listening to this show, by all means, download it. They have a free version. Doesn't come with the pay-per-views, but it has a lot of great content that if you, like I said, are listening to this show, you'll probably want to, take a deep dive into. So I recommend that. It's free. If you're a wrestling fan, why wouldn't you want that for free? Anywho, if you want to reach me on Twitter and tell me how I did in this short episode of the Backstage Slam, episode number 205, by all means, hit me up at SkitComic. If you want to talk more about other podcasts I do, like the Wadcast. By the way, thank you to Scott Saba for showing up and showing out on the Wadcast. And what I mean by showing out is, being very cool and awesome with myself and Brandon. For those that don't know, Scott Saba is the writer-director of the feature film Animal Crackers, which you can find on Netflix. That's right, we had a nice conversation with him talking about hanging out with, Sylvester Stallone and meeting John Krasinski and things like that. And we also talked about, it's just his career. It's what we do on the podcast, writers, actors, directors, every spot on a set in between. We talk to people and we encourage people to create their art. That's the podcast. And of course, the Netflix every Monday night, talking about what's coming to Netflix over the next 6 days. Also, every Thursday, it's back, Cinema du Fromage, where we talk about cheesy movies. And last week we did Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. That, cheesy as hell, man. And very worthy of its spot on Cinema du Fromage. Next week on Cinema du Fromage, it is going to be Adventures in Babysitting. That's one of my picks. So Thursday night, Cinema du Fromage, Adventures in Babysitting. Be there. You can find the links on all of the Semicore Studios pages, like the Facebook page. Give it a like if you're listening to us on there right now. Don't forget to say hello while you're listening live. And don't forget to, like I said, give it a like. If you are not listening live and you are a downloader or a Spotify listener, hit subscribe. However you're downloading or however you're listening to this, hit subscribe. That way, all of the episodes can go straight to your ears automatically when you update whatever app it is you're using. Spotify, it's a great service. We're there, and of course, all of your usual podcatchers. And if you have the ability to rate the show, leave it a review. Tell people about the Backstage Slam Wrestling Podcast and tell them that it's amazing that we've been doing this for, we've done this over 205 times. It's actually more than that, but lost episodes and whatnot. But the official count is 205. You can go to SimicoreStudios.com to find out more about Simicore Studios podcast. You can go to SimicorePods.com to go straight to this. Okay, it's a Spreaker page that has all of the podcasts, of course. At some point, Film Freaks is coming back, and I know Jen, one of the co-hosts from Cinema du Fromage, and I are putting together a Doom Patrol show, and that might just expand as breaking news, all of the DC original shows are moving to HBO Max. So, methinks there could be more content in the future. Yeah, I did that. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting. Nope, everything seems pretty cool. So, for Amber and for Anna and for Ben, I want to say thank you all for listening. You guys are awesome, and we're all very, very glad that you decide to spend, some time with us here each and every week for the Backstage Slam Wrestling Podcast. You could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here. And that's pretty cool. And again, please send all the love and positive energy out to Hawaii because, Ben's dad needs some help right now. And we wish him a very speedy and safe recovery. So until next time, I'm Josh, and too sweet.